What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Power to the people. People got the power. People got the power. Tell me, can you feel it? Stronger by the hour. Stronger by the hour. Power. People. 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 Power. Power to the people. Power to the people. People got the power. People got the power. Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? Stronger by the hour. Stronger by the hour. Power. Power. People. 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 Power. Power. Power to the people. Power to the people. People got the power. People got the power. Tell me, can you hear us? Tell me, can you hear us? Stronger by the hour. Stronger by the hour. Power. Power. People. 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 Power. Power. Power to the children. Power to the children. Children got the power. Children got the power. Tell me, can you hear them? Tell me, can you hear them? Yeah, it's louder by the hour. It's louder by the hour. Power. Power. Children. 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 Power. 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 Power to the children. Power to the children. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Climate justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Climate justice. When do we want it? Now. Whose future? Our future. Whose future? Our future. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Whose city? Our city. Whose city? Our city. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Whose city? Our city. Whose city? Our city. What do we want? Climate justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Climate justice. When do we want it? Now. Power to the people. Power to the people. People got the power. People got the power. Tell me, can you see it? Tell me, can you see it? Yeah, people by the hour. People by the hour. Power. Power. People. People. Power. 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 People. 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 Power to the people. Power to the people. People got the power. People got the power. Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? Stronger by the hour. Stronger by the hour. Power. Power. People. 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 Power. Power. Power to the people. Power to the people. So, Youth Cyber Crime Manchester's been almost 3 years come February. So we just celebrated our 2-year birthday. We've been here since the beginning. I know we're so old after that. But here are the birds that are really great. And it's so empowering. You guys have been amazing. Does anybody else want to speak to take this microphone off me? Hello. Hello. I've never used one of these before. My name's Emma. I'm an author, and we're wanting to find a way to show solidarity to these amazing young people who take time out of their days, get burnt out and exhausted. And I know you're so tired, so many years. And I just want to say thank you. And this year, people, that's the history book. It's another grassroots movement that is going to make change in youth working for youth, set out, work ethic, and how they are. I just want to say keep going, and well behind you, to have lots with you, and thank you.
Fucking annoying, that guy with the harmonica.
Hello again. Hello. You're looking beautiful, Manchester. Can I just say, you look amazing. I'm from Birmingham, so I'm not used to this. This is amazing. What I wanted to say is, we are less than 2 months from COP26. UK are hosting COP26 this year, and yet, at the oil fields off the coast of Scotland, it's still being planned. We are not where we should be when it comes to climate
This march reminds me of when I was 10 years old and I was standing outside with my sister and a few other kids outside McDonald's. That was 35 years ago. We were protesting against McDonald's cutting down all the trees in the Amazon. That's been going on and on and on, and still McDonald's is more popular than ever. Why is it that people cannot realise what McDonald's is doing to our planet? Sometimes we might feel helpless because in a vast city like Manchester, there's quite a lot of us, but there aren't enough here. So what are people doing? The way we can act, the way we can not be helpless is by choosing with our money, with what we buy, by boycotting companies like McDonald's, by boycotting companies like Mars, or the oil companies. They work together with a lot of the companies like Nestle and Mars because they use the oil for the plastic packaging, but a lot of the public don't know this. So the choices we make. My favourite chocolates were Ferrero Rocher. Unfortunately, I've had to give them up and tell all of my family not to buy me Ferrero Rocher for Christmas anymore, because as much as I love them, there's so much plastic, they're all individually wrapped. We need to make these decisions. Everything we buy, anything I buy, I have to research. It's a bit of a pain. I hate doing it. I can't just click on something and buy it from Amazon. I have to research it. Phone cases. I went to buy a new phone case. Are there biodegradable alternatives? Yes, there are, and I didn't know that because our media doesn't publicise it. Our media is not interested. Our government is not interested. So what we need to do, we need to take control ourselves. We need to make our own decisions, and we need to tell people and share with people ways in which we can improve our climate situation.
What do we want?
Climate justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Climate justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
What do we want?
Climate justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Climate justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
I feel like we have chalk if any of the children want to draw on the floor. Yeah, there's the chalk over there if you guys want to draw on the floor, whatever. Yeah, I just thought I'd let. Just over there in the old back. We're gonna have more songs now.
are destroying our world. Hey, you lot, listen! If you don't go green, you can't have a future. How can you have a future if you don't go green? All in all, we are destroying the world. Last time. All in all, we are destroying the world.
This is one more, but this is a sing-along song. It's about a tree, a big old tree that's going to be cut down. Like the trees in North America and everywhere that we go. So it's a very simple song. It's good to sing along.
May I get your signs? Thank you. Thank you.
I'll sing one and you sing it. My love for you is a fire in winter. My love for you is a fire in winter. My love for you is a bird in spring. My love for you is shade in summer. My love for you My love for you is a fire in winter. My love for you is a burning spring. My love for you is shade in summer. My love for you is precious. My love for you is precious. My love for you is precious.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks
Show
like.
me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate
What
justice.
do we want?
Now.
Whose future?
Our future.
Whose future?
Our future.
Whose city?
Our city.
Whose city?
Our city.
Whose street?
Our streets.
Whose street?
Our streets.
What do we want?
Climate
What do
justice.
we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
People got the power.
People got the power.
Now we can hear us.
Tell me, can you hear us?
Stronger by the hour.
Stronger by the hour.
Power.
Power.
People.
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 Power.
Power.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
People got the power.
People got the power.
Now we can
Switch
feel
for that,
it.
please. Thank you.
Stronger by the hour.
Stronger by the hour.
Power.
People.
Power. Power to the people. My days, we've got all the age ranges here and everybody's died. I mean, I think we need to do a record. I think that's the youngest person we've ever had at a protest ever for. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want?
That's all enough.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
What do we want? Yay.
I love being nice on Bojo and being
Great that we're all here. I'm from Just Love Manchester, which is a student community where we are tackling all sorts of global social justice issues, climate change obviously being one of the main ones. And it's been said today by lots of other people how much climate change is affecting so many issues across the world in the global south, and vice versa, how other issues such as racism, slavery, general poverty, homelessness, all being exaggerated by the climate crisis, and that is awful. And Just Love Manchester is mainly about learning, and we want to learn together and actually use each other, this community of people, because that's how we're going to make the most change. The more we use our time together and come to more protests and connecting with each other, we'll learn more tips and more ways that we can make a really big impact. So find us online called Just Love Manchester. If you're at university, we'd love to be in contact with you and have you involved in what we're doing. We're going to do volunteer, we're going to do more stuff like this. Yeah, so thank you.
Hello everyone, how's everybody doing? I'm Manny and I've been involved in a few different activities, so I'm just letting you know about what we're going to be doing. We've got Manchester Climate Action Group, a climate strike on every Friday outside the Central Library. It usually meets at 12 o'clock, so that's every Friday, and that's to be in solidarity with Greta Thunberg. We sort of hold a little vigil outside the Central Library. So anybody who wants to come, you're welcome to join us. Usually we have lunch, so we can bring a snack or something. We usually have family friendly as well, so you can bring kids as well. Also, I'm involved in a group called Anonymous for the Voiceless. That's why I'm dressed as a cow today. And we basically speak up for the animals that don't have a voice. So cows, chickens, factory farming, basically highlighting the issue of the climate impact of animal agriculture and the damage that that's doing. We usually hold, so if you type in Anonymous for the Voiceless or Cube of Truth, it's a nationwide group now, and they usually hold events once a fortnight, usually on Market Street. So you're welcome to join that as well. And we usually have like screens showing footage of slaughter and animal agriculture type of scenes, and we usually explain to people, we usually wait for people to come. Obviously a lot of people are shocked that this is going on, and as I said, we try to encourage people to have a vegan diet. This is being shown by scientists that this is one of the main ways of reducing our carbon emissions by adopting a vegan diet. So, you know, obviously reducing the meat consumption, and more people are now adopting this. But obviously, we've got a long way to go, and the other point I want to make is my time meditating last night, and basically it says ban ecocide, and so I just feel that we've come to a stage where, you know, if we're going to be taken seriously, we're going to have to force this to be actually implemented in the courts and in the justice system if we're going to make any difference. And so we need to be promoting this, I believe, personally, that, you know, if we're going to be taken seriously on the environmental issues, then this is going to have to be something that the legal eagles are going to have to take on. And we've already started to see small trickles of that happening with regards to discussion on the meat tax. And we recently had a big factory where the O2, they were missing the O2 or something in one of the major factories, so this is going to be something that we do need to really focus on. We've had Animal Rebellion as well, which is an offshoot to Extinction Rebellion. They've also been highlighting the destruction of the animal agriculture, and they've done lots of different actions throughout the country. So if you want to know more about the Animal Rebellion side of things, you can install an app called Telegram, and on there you can find out a bit more. Also, I'd like to talk a little bit about Manchester as well. I'm actually a resident of Manchester myself, and I've been living for 10 years by a brewery called the Royal Moss Side Brewery, Heineken Brewery, and I've been fighting on my own for 10 years now with that brewery in relation to noise pollution, air pollution. It's a poor working class area, and obviously they get away with everything. But trying to get the council to put pressure on them so that there's actually sound engineers come in and actually reduce the noise. So that just comes to show you what is actually happening in Manchester, where the council doesn't really give a toss about anybody, sorry my language, and it's continuing to allow some kind of damage to the environment. There's lots of different green projects, activist groups like Save Ryfield Banks, all kinds of the green areas in Manchester are being threatened by this council. They're not taking the climate emergency seriously, and we've got every right to be angry and upset and to actually force this issue in the courts of law, really, and on the human rights level, really. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it.
And honestly, I'm so
so we should clear them out.
I live nearby. I live my sister's home and it's so bad. So it's nice to hear about it.
Hello everyone, my name is Rabia Begum. I live in Oldham. Hi, thank you everyone for turning up here today. So I am a board member at Manchester Climate Change Youth Board, and right now we are working, or we have worked on our manifesto, and we are working to deliver this to Manchester and young people in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. So I just wanted to speak about some of the manifesto priorities that we have, because hopefully we'll be delivering this to the communities here, and you guys can help us on achieving our aims and our actions. So manifesto priority 1 looks at ensuring that Manchester's communities are sufficiently engaged, educated and empowered with climate education, supported and through enough relevancy to take action on climate change. Priority 2 focuses on ensuring that other current world issues and priorities do not divert away from climate change agenda. Priority 3 looks at ensuring that Manchester's economic and business aspirations do not take precedence over climate change action. Number 4 works with the policy and legislative framework here in Manchester, helping the communities and organisations to take action on climate change. Priority 5 looks at working with education and training providers such as carbon literacy and ensuring that they are taking action in climate change. 6 looks at empowering Manchester's young people to take action on climate change. And number 7 finally looks at ensuring that the climate change movement is diverse and inclusive. It's really important to highlight the fact that a lot of work done here in Manchester focuses predominantly within central Manchester, and voices such as Oldham, Rochdale, North Manchester, who have the most diverse communities, the most racially diverse, are left behind from the conversation. So where are they when we talk about diversity and inclusivity? Where are they in the policy and the legislative framework? They should be here. We need to engage and we need to listen to the communities who might not feel like climate justice is important, because right now we are battling with COVID. We are still living in a pandemic, and for many people, getting food on their plates, this is the most important thing. So we need to look at supporting and listening to the communities and what they want and what they need. So tomorrow I have a workshop. I also work as a freelance artist with Manchester Royal Gallery on a climate justice group. We are looking to hold and exhibit with a gallery on climate justice, which looks into social equalities, racial inequalities, looking at the global south, involving those voices into this crucial conversation. Tomorrow at Oldham Library, I will be taking part, and I will be hosting a workshop which is called Future Roots. It's on Eventbrite. You can have a look at that. It's called Voices for Action. It's on from 12 till 3. So if any of the young children would love to come along, I'd love to be there and see you there. So thank you so much for coming out here today. It's been great to see all these young faces and intergenerational voices as well. Thank you for your part. Thank you.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? I'm just going to quickly talk about what I think the reasons are for why no action is being taken. This country is suffering from a lack of democracy. The government refuses to listen to the people. We're calling for action, and what action have we seen? Why is the government not putting the money where their mouth is? It's about time we see action from this government. We will keep protesting, we will keep shouting, we will keep screaming until we get the action which we are calling for. This government feels that they can ignore us, that they can profit from our futures. Because all the time we're here protesting, companies such as Shell and Amazon are feeding the pockets of our politicians. They're not listening to us because they're profiting from it. They're profiting from our futures. And it's time we stand up, rise up and tell them this is not happening. We will protest, we will shout, we will scream, and we will vote for a government that will bring the action that we deserve, that will bring us our futures. So when the ballot box comes, vote for a party that will give us our futures. Thank you very much for coming, everyone.
Of course the sun comes out at the end of the protest. Does anybody else want to speak before we kind of wrap up and anything like that? Does anybody else want to speak?
Now is your time, or forever hold your peace.
Just forgot to say something. I just spoke for the rally. Basically, I want to get people to think about the insects and light pollution. So I live in a high-rise building, and basically, because they leave all the lights on, it just attracts all the insects. And what happens is that it messes with their systems, and they end up dying. And I think it's something that we really need to consider and think about and talk about. The dangers of the light pollution and what that is doing to the animal and insect kingdom. And also it has an effect on ourselves as well, with regards to sleep. I mean, the science is now very clear that going to sleep early is really good for your health. And it's all about the circadian rhythm, I can't say that. So basically we need to try to think about, forcing the government to reduce the light pollution. That would be a huge big thing, wouldn't it? And then let insects shine, and obviously humans will be having proper sleep cycles, and then we would put together a better environment, better human beings who are, not less suicidal, drinking less and stuff like that when they're getting proper sleep. And it's all down to sleep. And obviously people are staying up really late, and then obviously that's having an impact on the environment when they're having to drive away, far away. Obviously you have to maintain all the motorways. So, we need to be thinking about having solar powered motorways and, lights that come on and off when there's sort of smart sort of lights and things like that. So, yeah, we should think about the positive things that are coming as well. It's not all doom and gloom. There is a lot of positive things. The world's first cruise ship that is run on hydrogen has just come out. So yeah, if there's anything else, I'll come again.
Thank you.
Big round of applause for all our speakers. God, the mask. Thank you everyone so much for coming. We'll be here again on the 26th of October, and hopefully there'll be more of us. 23rd, 22nd. 22nd of October. It's great to see you all again. Bring your friends and as many people as you can. We're back and we're stronger than ever, and we won't be quiet. Because what do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Thank you.
Hello. Hi, I'm Ellie. I just wanted to do a bit of a, I don't know if anyone knows about this movement called Green New Deal Rising. So it's a new movement, relatively new, just sort of over a month that we've been doing actions and challenging MPs and putting them on the spot in front of the camera, trying to get them to back the Green New Deal bill, which is, I don't know when it's being in Parliament, I think very soon. And I just wanted to say, highlighting and amplifying youth voices up to the age of 35, and I wanted to see if people were interested in signing up. If you want, if you want to sign up, then you can just search Green New Deal Rising. They do welcome calls every Wednesday evening they're fab. Like, you get so much support. I'm not a public speaker, but I challenged the High Peak MP last month, and since then, also in the last week, we've also challenged Rishi Sunak, Nancy Pelosi, and Boris Johnson run away from us, which was fab. It was fab. And it gives you so much, you know, you feel like you've got so much power. It's fab. Like, I would really encourage everyone to join. Sorry for dragging it out.
And that's kind of the end of the protest. This is our social media handle if you want to get updates on when the next one is going to be. 22nd of October, I better see you all there. And thank you again so much for coming and listening to my voice for the majority of time. I'm very sorry about that. But yeah, thank you all, everyone. What do we want? What do we want?
Okay, I'm going to end the live stream there. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be at the protest against the Tory party next week. Yeah, I think that's the next one. Protest against the Tory party conference on the 2nd, I think. Very soon anyway. Make sure you tune in for that. HD highlights later. Please like and share. Thanks for watching.